As we continue our short track series 2 weeks in a row, we go to Richmond, Virginia tonight after what was a wild race in Bristol for the FEG Xfinity Series with Sim 500 tonight. It is the Richmond Raceway virtually on iRacing. It is round number 7 of the Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series season from Henrico County, Virginia. This 3/4 mile D-shaped oval, a very fun track, a driver and fan favorite. Should produce some great racing tonight here. From Richmond, Virginia, 77 degrees, 57% humidity under partly cloudy skies. It'll be a 150-lap race, which means at halfway tonight, 75 laps. We will give away the bonus points. I'm the captain. We welcome you in on this Sunday evening. Hopefully you've enjoyed your day off from racing outside of Indy cars today, and we get you back here on the air tonight for potentially some great short track racing here from the Virginia Commonwealth. Let's take a look at the point standings as we enter tonight's race. It has been the Daniel Falkingham show the last few weeks. After his 4th win of the season from Bristol, he only has a 28-point lead, which is not a lot when you look at it. Pedro Mojica, who's been trailing him right there in second. E.J. O'Rourke, third in points. Chad Coleman, Mike Kelly, your top 5, all separated 41 points as you look your way down. Chuck Sweeting there in the 10th position. And obviously you see some names starting to kind of creep up the list, some names going down the list. But we're seeing the comers and goers showing up here throughout. In the battle for the steering wheel from the Ford Entertainment Group, we'll talk about that in a second. A 4-way tie right now at the top for the most laps ran. If you look over in the 7th category to the right, that is laps, or 4th from the right. We can do that one too. You'll see 709, the number. Coleman, Adams, Arnold, Sweeting, those 4 have ran every lap so far this season. And as part of that, the person who runs the most amount of laps in the season, that person will get themselves a brand new steering wheel from our great sponsors, the Ford Entertainment Group. And that is a CSL direct drive wheel made by Fantech. So that is still a great Fanatec, I should say. So looking forward to put on a great show again tonight and seeing who can continue that battle, because these short tracks are probably outside of a road course, which they don't have any on the schedule, the hardest way to keep that number up there when it comes to the laps itself. But yeah, 7 races in, as we are about to qualify or finish up qualifying. So this is going to be my opportunity to, as we're going to have a quick, like 1-minute warm-up session, which I just realized my wheel's not even plugged in. So I'm going to turn over here to my plug, and I'm going to plug it in real quick and see if I can get you a lap at Richmond. That is not the right chord scala. I sat here for like an hour, and I still ain't prepared. My cords have a mind of their own. They seem to run away. Needless to say, one thing we're going to watch tonight, obviously, is Turn 2. That is Calamity Corner, a very tight section of the track where the track tightens up really quickly and you can get in the outside wall really easily. Another part of the track that can be troublesome for these drivers is actually not even a part of the racing surface. Well, kind of. And what I say by that is, well, pit road. That is a very, very tricky spot. You're going to hear my wheel probably out loud banging as it gets wound up here really quickly. There it is. And there it is. Checkered flag is already out, so you will not get a warm-up lap from me today. But pit road I talked about. Let's, I can show you it. As Barney Fife Jr., the flag man, waves the flag. Let's take a look at the pit entrance really quickly. It is, as soon as one of these cars get on track, I can focus over to them. All right, pit road right there. That's the middle part of it. Obviously, that's kind of the easy so-called part. Right there, as you look over to turn 4, it's in the middle of the corner, so it's very hard to get onto, and you almost have to brake in the back straightaway to get to that pit road correctly. So we are going to see what can happen here tonight. That's if we have green flag pit stops. What we do have is an upset on the front row tonight. Look at this as we see the starting lineup. Brian Macklin on the pole with a 22 with a 9. He beats out Daniel Falkingham by 3/1000ths to win the pole. Pedro Mojica, Tommy Ryan, on row 2. Jimmy Coleman, row 3 with Mike Kelly. Mike continuing his top 5 season so far. Kevin D. Brown and Eric Arnold. In row 4, Chuck Sweeting, Gator Racing there alongside Derek Runge. Bob Gillenwater, Chad Coleman. They'll start there in row number 6. As cars roll off. Row 7, Glenn Campbell, Doy Woods, the Georgia driver starting 14th. Brian Wortman making an appearance tonight. Good to see Mr. Wortman alongside Dwight Beverly. Josh Adams, Scott Simley, they'll take row number 9. Row 10, Charles Woods, Tyler Dalton. Row 11, Anthony Calantoni, who unfortunately broke his streak of good runs so far this season. He'll start there in 21st alongside Gerald Livingston. Ron Holyfield, Doug Sigmund in row 12. Row 13 is where you'll see Richard Beasley and Jose Speedy Gonzalez. And row 14, Josh Parker will work his way from the back, and Mark Creighton there in the 20 car as we get one to go this time by. Lights out. On the Ghost 4X iRacing pace car. As I mentioned, 175 laps will make up the Richmond race tonight under the lights. 75 will be the halfway point. As we continue our short tracks. All right, pace car pulls off. Brian Macklin, Daniel Falkingham leading up to the green flag on the 3/4 mile Richmond Raceway, round 7 for Sim 500 Xfinity Racing, presented by the Ford Entertainment Group. Everybody clean through turn 1 as they battle side by side for the lead. As Falkingham leads lap 1. Macklin, Mojica, and in the side-by-side battle, Tommy Ryan and Mike Kelly. Jimmy Coleman there on his backside as they battle for the 4th, 5th, and 6th positions. Of course, our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online, on Facebook, also in the iRacing forums and more. They're at TrackCams22.com. Eric Runge and Glenn Campbell, 13th and 14th. Doy Woods setting it in there a little deep. Slides up the track, opens room for Dwight Beverly there. As they work side by side for a position. So far, everybody kind of single file and working their kinks out. Here's Josh Adams inside Scott Simley. Josh has had a couple of good runs this season. And here he is trying to take the 15th position away from that 12 car. Tires here are going to take a pretty good beating, as this is one of the older surfaces in the stock car side of oval racing. We ride with Tyler Dalton, the 19 cars. You see Adams has gone by Simley for position. Talk to the field. You could go about 110 laps on a tank of fuel. Tires wise though, not going to probably make it that far. So you're going to see the field, if we stay green, probably just past the halfway point, going to be coming to pit road to get tires. Right there, that's the 01 of Beverly falling back as Simley's gotten to his inside. Buckingham's pulled away to about a 2-second lead almost on Macklin. 1.7 to be exact, as you see where Simley has gone past Beverly right there behind as you look back from the Verizon number 12 car. And there's the 81, Josh Parker, started dead last on the field, has already climbed up to the 18th position. Now Doy Woods under attack. Everybody being respectful so far, giving each other plenty of room. And I was talking to some of the guys before the race. They were saying that Monday night they ran the Cup cars here and actually had a really, really good race. I believe it was here. When they ran that race, they said something about a 200 lapper at Richmond that barely had any cautions, if they had one at all. Of course, Monday nights you can check out on LSR TV. All right, so this battle settled down now. Let's jump back up here towards the 4th position. There's Tommy Ryan. You see already the pace down 0.6 of a second from the start of this race. In real life, they would be down almost 1.5 seconds by now. The way this track really wears out the tires, but obviously a simulator to a real life, a little different. Jimmy Coleman, 54 car, and that's the 6th position. Trying to hold off Kevin D. Brown, who's all over him. Here, how much you're rolling the throttle through the corner. This is that tight turn 2 I talked about there. Track falls off. This track, built back in the 1940s, was originally a dirt track. Then it became a half-mile straight-up oval. And then in 1988, they redid the track, opened it up into a 3/4 mile D-shaped oval as Brown almost gets to the back of Coleman. fight each other hard there. Kevin Brown trying to complete the move in that 93 car. He's going to do so. Going to bring Chuck Sweeting with him. And a bunch of palm trees. So Coleman back to the 8th position now. These guys here are not letting up. Laps in the books. Here comes the 44. Glenn Campbell looking low on the mystery machine. The 31 of Eric Arnold. Oh, Coleman, Chad, that is, hitting the wall this time. Off turn 4. Very easy to do at this track. Looks like he's going to be okay. These cars very, very resilient. The composite body cars. They're ones that can kind of take a look at sometimes. Josh Parker making a pass on Dwight Beverly. That's the 16th position. Josh started all the way back. Tail end Charlie, 27th position out of 28 cars that started this event. Again, a fixed setup series you see on the track here. And one of the positives about a fixed setup series is the field doesn't spread out as quickly as, say, an open setup or even a real-life race. Normally you'd have, like, Daniel Falkingham would be lapping cars by now, but he's only about 15 seconds ahead of last place right now, which is still 3/4 of the track. There's the 39. And then there's Macklin 2.1 seconds back. But Daniel just continuing his dominance here this season. You know, just looking at the stats, of course, Daniel, your 2-time champion the last 2 seasons. However, this season just a little bit different. Only 24 races on the schedule, where the last 4 seasons they ran the full schedule of 30-something races, 34 to be exact. And tonight already race number 7, and we're already less than 10 races after tonight away from the playoffs, which will start in July at the Nashville Superspeedway. Nashville Superspeedway. A train of cars right here, led by Eric Arnold. Now, normally at a short track, if you're in the front car of a line, normally you're holding them up, but you know, that's needless to say. Eric could be just running his own pace here and doing a good job, but you never know. And Parker going to sneak underneath the 12 here. Send me a little rear end damage here I just noticed on the Verizon right at the back bumper. See that 12 a little dented in right there. That's 30 laps in the books here. Hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast so far. As always, you can hit the subscribe button on YouTube or over on our Facebook channel, or even on the Sim 500 Facebook page, where we're broadcasting there, also on Twitch, on the Captain Esports Network. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Tell you what, the lead is getting smaller. Brian Macklin has knocked that time down about a half second in the last 5 to 10 laps. Brian is starting to stretch it out on Mojica. Tommy Ryan there in the 4th position. Now is the battle for the 4th position. Mike Kelly looking potentially to get this from Tommy Ryan. Tommy, who's not had the best start to a season. I'm used to talking to that man in the booth when broadcasted his races, but I don't know if I've spoken to him since I've taken over broadcasting Sunday nights on Sim 500. So, of course, tonight's race brought to you by the Ford Entertainment Group. They are here sponsoring. Oh, never mind. Oh, let's hold on a second. Caution's out. Josh Parker. Josh Parker has gone around over turn 4. And our first caution of the night is out. The 81 car that was the biggest mover in this race brings out yellow flag number 1. And I see a little bit of nose damage on that Busch Beer Ford. Let's see what happened to him real quick. Oh, a little check up there. The 21 got into 44. And, oh, the checkup brought the caution out. And then, obviously, Parker got checked up and then got going. That brought the caution out. So just a simple checkup, it looks like. Unfortunately. Let's go live as pit stops are happening. Race off pit road. Falkingham wins it. Ryan Wortman stays out. He'll probably pit next time by. All right, so let's review the wreck again real quick, and let's go to Glenn Campbell here. Goes down into turn 3. Oh, the 21 just gets in the back of them. They do a great job of holding it up. Glenn Campbell catches the waltz a little bit, but from Parker stopping right there, that's what brings the caution out. Let's, is Macklin in chat? Let me see if I can get a word with. I do not see him in there, unfortunately. Let's talk to Tommy. I feel like it's been forever since I've spoken to this man. Tommy Ryan, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, 10-4, man. What's up?
Not much, man. Good to see you up here in the top 5 right now after that pit stop. The racing so far been fairly clean. That first mishap right there at lap 37. But how are you feeling in your Virginia 811 car as you get ready to go back to green?
It's a It feels really good on the start. It's probably a little bit on the right rear, but then when the run goes, it transitions to the right front, so it gets a little bit tight on entry. But man, once you get the thing landed, you can, as long as you didn't piss off the right rear too bad in the beginning, man, you can really start getting through the throttle if you can get the turn in the way you need it.
There you go, my man. We're restarting fifth here, lap 40, 35 until halfway, bud. Go get him.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Unacceptable Racing and Tommy Ryan there in the fifth position as we get ready to go back to the green flag. And my chance to shut up and let you enjoy the racing for a second. We're going to turn it up on the Captain Esports Network. So Fonkingham picking up right where he left off. 0.6 of a second lead. Over Brian Macklin, Pedro Mojica there third, 0.9 of a second back Mike Kelly, and now it is Kevin D. Brown up to the fifth position at 93 car. One guy struggling tonight, but he just made the pass on the one car of Holyfield is Chad Coleman there, the 18 place position in the 38 car. Chad was the only driver to have a top 10 finish in every race this season until last week. That streak broke at Bristol. So they call this the track that drives like a super speedway, and what they mean by that is the speed you see around here. Normally at a short track, you, depending on where you go, might reach 100 miles an hour. Let's go on board with Jimmy Coleman here. Let's throw the speedometer up here, and let's see what kind of speeds we run at Richmond. About 140 miles an hour down to turn one. Where you slow to about 95 or so. This straightaway nowhere near as long, so you're only going to hit about 135. Back into turn three. And you might notice, hey, Chris, why is the start-finish line closer to turn 4? Believe it or not, that is because when the track was redone back in 1988, the start-finish line at the original oval was right where it is now. And they figured instead of digging up all the timing and scoring and stuff like that, which really wasn't much at that point. They were like, let's just keep the start-finish line where it is. So that's what they did. That's why the start-finish line sits near turn 4. So Daniel Falkingham continues to lead. He's led all but one lap so far in this race. Of course, Wortman led that lap when he stayed out to get the bonus to lead a lap and come back to pit road to start in the back. There you see Macklin. There you see Mojica. There you see Kelly. As a matter of fact, Kelly's going to poke his nose out there a little bit. Back here, a little shuffle going on. Ron Holyfield, the one car. The postman there behind him, the 40 of Charles Woods. Gerald Livingston's in this battle. And Derek, in that 21 car, drives down the apron a little bit there. A little mistake on his part, but Derek must be suffering a little bit of damage on that 21 car after the contact he had. So 19 laps until we hit the halfway point. And this 150 lapper from the Richmond Raceway, virtually on iRacing. You see the line of cars. The turn 3 and 4, you see Tommy Ryan got his nose right down on that yellow line there in that 99 car as he tries to get a little bit of air so he can maybe get a run on the 93. Believe it or not, with speeds like this on this track, you can see a small aerial turbulence, if you will. So 27 cars on the lead lap out of the 28 that started. Back here, Richard Beasley underneath Tyler Dalton for 13th position. And the Tide Ride going to take the spot away. See Josh Parker trying to climb back up after the spin, or in his case, the contact. Basically, it led to the caution coming out. Keeping an eye on this battle right here. Mike Kelly's doing a good job of holding off the 93, but one mistake, and unfortunately, he might get freight trained back a little bit. As Anthony Calantoni continues his struggles here the last couple of weeks as Runge in the 21 goes by the 84. He's got a little bit of right side damage, so Anthony's struggling on the short tracks right now. Doug Sigmund passing Holyfield back there for 24th. And there's your leader, Daniel Falkingham, looking to put 5 on it by the end of tonight. He's hitting his marks every lap, putting that nose right on that yellow line. Gets the car in the yaw, which helps it rotate. If you look really closely, you'll see how the left front wheel sits on the yellow line, but the left rear wheel will actually sit about a couple of inches above the yellow line. And that's just the way these cars are set up. Oh, we got Josh's battling. Parker versus Adams here. This is for 17th and 16th as Parker gets by Adams. So once again, Josh Parker going through the field. Got, looks like most of that damage fixed on the 81, if not all of it. As we're 8 laps away from halfway this time by. As the handling starts to pick up. This is where you'll see some guys start to kind of fall through the field. Now pitting at lap 37 still puts you in a spot where you're going to have to pit likely to get to the finish as you went green with about 110 laps to go, which is, yes, on the number. But I think you're going to need those tires. So the question going to be here is, when do we start seeing these cars come back to pit road to put tires on here? Do they split the 110 in half and go 60 or 55 laps? As you see the 93 get loose. Almost left it open for Tommy Ryan. Which, of course, 65 from 40, we'll call it, is 105. Or 55, I should say. Would be 95, if I can do the math right. As Tommy dives into the inside, and he'll pass Kevin D. Brown, it looks like, maybe. Kevin trying to get the run off the corner. He does make the pass. And now Kevin has a bumper full of Chuck Sweeting behind him. And look at the 4 back there having a good run, and Bob Gillenwater. See how much these guys are fighting to wheel through the corner. And Bob's going to clear him on entry for the position, so move. Or I'm saying Chuck Sweeting clears. Go back here. Scott Simley under attack from Doy Woods. Jimmy Coleman here with Eric Arnold. So 4 cars battling out for position as we're 3 laps away from halfway. Bonus points going to be given away to drivers who finish in the top 10. And guess who's in 10th? That 54 car, Jimmy Coleman. So this battle's really going to pick up here. Eric Arnold trying to do his best Monty Python in the Holy Grail and run away. Simley trying to work the top side as here we are, final lap of the stage. As Daniel Falkingham has gotten into lap traffic here. But with ease, he is going to come off turn 4 and another 10 points for the point leaders. Falkingham will win the bonus points and get the stage. Meanwhile, back here for 10th, Jimmy Coleman will hold off and get the last bonus point available. So now everybody can take that deep breath and figure out the strategy for the last 75 laps. Josh Adams making a pass on Dwight Beverly back here for 17th. I want to remind you, as you have an opportunity to check out the website sim500.com if you haven't already. An awesome website that they have put together. They have racing every single night of the week, broadcasted every single night of the week. Not by me, by so many talented groups there. LSR TV tomorrow night will have the North Carolina 811 Cup Series. They are racing. Let me see. Tomorrow's the, what, 11th? They're racing, yeah, the 11th. Okay, tomorrow night, Martinsville. Should be fun there. And then Tuesday night, the Race City Sports Memorabilia Super Late Model Series on the Virtual Racing Network. Those guys will be, let's see, Myrtle Beach coming up Tuesday night. Should be a pretty good race there. And then Wednesday night, the Trans Service Truck Series. They're on the Ghostfire Media channel. Those guys will be racing nowhere Wednesday night. They're doing their Easter week this week. And then Thursday, the Dirt Series. TNA Motorsports Dirt Series. They're going to be at Lernerville this week. There in Pennsylvania. And then Friday night, the Midnight Thunder Series. They are at Auto Club Speedway. That, of course, is on Extreme Sim TV. As you see that battle with Coleman and Dalton going on. And that leads us to Sunday night. So many different series to see great racing from the Sim 500 series. You can check them out at sim500.com. Bob Gillen Waters, they get past the lap car of Ron Holyfield there in the 1. Bob has climbed up to the 7th position. Jose Gonzalez on pit road. This might be a scheduled pit stop for him to get tires. Scott Simley there rolling behind the 54 car of Jimmy Coleman. I think I've shared this story a couple times and share it again about Scott Simley, one of the first ever drivers I actually got to race against on iRacing when I started all of 10 years ago, coming up next month. I remember joining a league it was about the fall of that season. And I remember racing against Scott all the time, so it was kind of cool to circle back into the series. And there sat Scott Simley, and I'm like, oh, how cool is that? Same with Brian Wortman also in the 74, just to be able to sit here and call their races almost 10 years later is a really cool deal. As Gonzalez off the pace in the 26 car down on the apron. He just left pit road after a sort of long pit stop. Battle here continuing as Kelly under attack. Glenn Campbell losing a lap here to these guys. Glenn Campbell was running pretty solid earlier, so unfortunately for the 44, that contact with the wall must have really hurt him. We rival Mike Kelly in the 2 car. You see lap times have already fallen off a 1.5 seconds. But I would expect to see pit stops here probably in the next 7 laps. Look at Tommy trying to work the high side. Ryan to the 4th spot. Top 3 have been the same pretty much all night long. Daniel Falkingham, Brian Macklin, Pedro Mojica, your top 3. But now working their way through lap traffic. There's Pedro, the tap out tuning 58. Coming up on Charles Woods there in the 40. Doug Sigmund, the 04. The top 3 have really separated themselves out now as Daniel's out 1.7 seconds on Macklin, and then he's got a 1.8 seconds over the 58 of Mojica. Tommy Ryan starting to work his way in here a little bit. Let's jump back here though. Simley attacking Jimmy Coleman for position, and look who's right here in the 13th position trying to take 12th. The one caution tonight, Josh Parker, who unfortunately got tangled up in a little argy-bargy in front of him and was stopped on track, has worked his way back through the field twice. Of course, Parker did win that race at Phoenix, which some would say is a very similar like track. All right, I'm going to turn the audio on here for a second, so you're going to hear drivers on chat. Hopefully nothing comes out, and I apologize in advance if it does. But this will be our chance. We'll be able to hear drivers potentially pitting. Back here, the Chad Coleman, Richard Beasley, Tyler Dalton, Josh Adams battle. How about Derek Runge there in the 21 cars slowly got back up here. Oh, here we go, second place. Brian Macklin, the first to come in. This should bring everybody to pit road. The bottom section of the screen, you'll see the pit road times. The countdown you see going right now, that's Macklin's total time on pit road.
Pit right here.
And then you'll see the pit sign change in number when his pit stop is complete. And that'll be his pit time. As you see him on pit road, right side tires going on. And Tommy Ryan's laughing. I think Tommy Ryan missed pit road. Maybe, not sure. I know he called his pit stop out there.
Mike, I'm gonna try one more time.
Yeah, he missed pit road. And now we got a lot of cars coming in. As you see, a 15 flat for Macklin. Coleman's on pit road. So is Josh Parker. Tommy Ryan to pit road, the 4th place driver. Of course, these guys pitting early plays the caution card potentially into effect. So we got to be very careful here, because you're going to lose at least a lap on pit road. Beverly, 15.2 for him. Tommy Ryan, left side's off, 14.9. Good stop. Glenn Campbell also making a stop. There's your leader. And you're going to start to see cars blow by him here really quickly. And Dwight Beverly back on pit road. Something happened to the 01 as he jumped to the pit. So I'm not sure if he stopped on the apron or something. That won't bring the caution out. And I'm sure a lot of drivers are thankful for that. What's funny is a lot of the guys who I talked to before the race said, hey, I don't expect us to have green flag pit stops tonight. Oh, really? You never know. Mike Kelly going to dive it off pit road. Or onto pit road, I should say. Oh, look at that. Caution's out. Anthony Calantoni. There's the words I thought we would hear. I have a feeling I'm getting blamed for that one. Mike Kelly's going to go ahead and get his pit stop done, and he's going to go a lap down because of it. But there's the caution for the second time. Let's see what happens to the 84. Oh no, loses, oh boy. Into the turn one wall hard. Oh, and Gonzalez gets him. That is a move that, if you're not prepared for, can happen. I'll explain that here in a second. But here's the leaders who caught the break that they needed. Has trapped some cars a lap down. So second caution now, 44 laps to go. Right side's going on the 39 and 58. Left side's going on. And Daniel's going to easily win the race off pit road. All right, so obviously it's a D-shaped oval here at Richmond. They just ran about 70 laps on a set of tires. When you're turning with these tires, it can, if you don't, oh, you know what, never mind, I stand corrected, hit the outside wall. That's what sent him into the inside wall. But you know what, I'm going to look at it again because it looked like he got loose off the corner. Unfortunate deal there. Well, the second caution comes out. 43 laps to go, and there's your leader. Maria are going to have a ton of wave around cars here, including the guy that's run second all night. So, of course, as we've talked about tonight, this is the Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series here at Sim 500. And the Ford Entertainment Group is giving away a Fanatec wheel, an awesome CSL Direct Drive wheel, to the driver that completes the most laps this season. And I think this caution might have thrown that a little bit upside down. But we'll keep track of that next week and show you where they stand number-wise. And I want to thank the Ford Entertainment Group as they've sponsored the series. Of course, they specialize in sim racing and sim flight gaming machines with over 3,500 PCs built. For sim racers and sim flight pilots, all FEG PCs come with a front-to-back warranty on every part, as well as labor, free labor that is. Everything is covered PC. All right, so now that the Yahtzee Cup has been shaken up a little bit, Daniel Falkingham leads Pedro Mojica, Chuck Sweeting up to the third position, Kevin D. Brown, Bob Gillenwater. Now your top five as this race takes off again with 40 laps to go. Oh, and caution right back out. Mike Kelly, oh no. Something has happened to the 2 car right after the restart here. And the car that ran top 5 and was on pit road when that caution came out. Let's see what happens here. They go back green. Oh, and Kelly loses the back end. Not sure what happened there. But he toes back to pit road. No caution back out here for a third time now. You see Charles Woods in the 40 car will get the lucky dog and go back on the lead lap here. So we're going to go green here with probably about 34 or 35 laps to go. And for those cars that just took the wave around, they are feeling a little bit better. I mean, they're still obviously hurt with the track position, especially Brian Macklin is probably going to come roaring through the field here, but at least getting back on the lead lap and being able to get the tires or whatever they need is going to help them here. Let's see if I can dial up somebody really quickly. Unfortunately on Discord I only have a limited amount of options that I get to speak with. And Bobby G is one of them, so let's talk to him. Bob Gillenwater. Bob Gillenwater, get a copy, buddy.
Yeah, come on in here.
Yeah, I see you, man. You're riding up here in the top 6 right now. Obviously getting a little caution after a caution here, but you've put that 4 car in good position.
Yeah, we ran a little too hard in that first run and had a little drop off. Tried to be a little conservative on that last run, but you know, now it's kind of go time, so it's kind of going to have to be all out or nothing, looks like.
So the kind of oxymoronish type of question here is, how do you go aggressive but save the tires?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, with the laps we've got left, that's kind of a moot point pretty much at that, you know. I mean,
Fair.
it's, if I can keep the right rear under me, I think I'll be okay, but, you know, we'll just have to see.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck there in that 4 car. Good to see you up front.
Hey, appreciate you and all the fans out there watching, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob Gillenwater there in the 4. His name on Discord is Bob Gill NH2O. Might be the coolest name on all of Discord right there. All right, Falkingham leads them back to the green with 34 laps to go. Mojica, Brown, Sweeting, and Arnold, your top 5. Eric Arnold, that 31 car, getting back into the battle. one car way out of shape back there. Nice catch by that yellow car, who I believe, I don't know who it was. I'm still learning people. Ah, it's Mark Creighton. Nice save on his part. There's still some people I'm not used to the colors of their car. Most of them I could just kind of see who's who off the colors or whatever. All right, let's keep track of Brian Macklin as he roars back up here through the field. Trying to get, oh, little contact there with the 21. He's going to make the pass there. And bring Parker with him. Up to 12th he goes. Tommy Ryan also in this. Now, these guys do have 3 sets of tires. So in case it's needed, they do, I believe, have another set to work with. As Parker gets underneath Macklin here. How about that? And Josh is going to go at it again. The Best Buy car to the outside of the Busch Ford. And I think the guy that's easily won the most cars passed tonight award there is up to the 10th position now, Josh Parker. Tyler Dalton going to slide underneath Adams. Oh, and he gets squeezed up into the wall. I'm sure he's not happy about that move. There, Josh has a little why I oughta to Dalton after that. All these cars pretty much on top of each other time-wise. Oh, good run here for Parker off turn 4 on Beasley. Gets her loose. But it's going to work the inside and take the spot away. Out of all the cars here, it looks like it's Parker that is able to maneuver traffic. I mean, Tommy Ryan's doing okay back there, but he still sits only in the 12th position right now. I guess when you've passed like 200 cars tonight, that's going to happen. So Mojica's got it down to 3/10 of a second over Falkingham. You wonder if Daniel is maybe preserving the tires a little bit here. Of course, next week, the Easter weekend, we will not be here with you Sunday night. Next race will be the 24th. Hopefully he'll come back and join us at the end of April. Will be the end of my, well, I guess I already have the week off that previous week. As we'll go to Talladega Super Speedway, another Super Speedway race. I love those. As Parker moves to 8th. Hey, what if a caution comes out? I don't think Parker's out of this. Look at Chuck Sweeting having a great run tonight in that 57. I was actually looking for him in Discord. And unfortunately, he's not there, or else I'd be talking to the 57 car. He is having an amazing run tonight. Bob Gillenwater back there, 5th position, as here Sweeting gets a good run off turn 4. Kevin's going to protect the bottom here, though. See if he can cross him over here, too, without hitting that apron. Very hard to do. Going to roll that top side here. He's doing what they call diamond the corner. He's trying to use the top side to cross it over to the bottom. And he's got a good run here. He might be there. Now he's got to be careful sliding up into Brown, because you can do that easily on the bottom side here. 17 to go. Falkingham pulling away to a 0.6 of a second lead. Sweeting should be able to, no, nice run by Brown off turn 4 here. Let's say Sweeting should be able to clear him into 1 here, but Brown did a great job of rotating it through 4. And, boy, he's off clear here. That's the point where you take it. Look at this battle. Macklin back here with Adams and Dalton for 12th. Roy Woods also there. I think if there was the old 1990s Goodies Headache Powder Award that MRN Radio used to give away to the driver with the worst luck, I think I know who the winner is tonight. $13 laps to go. As Eric Arnold attacked by Simley and Josh Parker here is keeping track of the lead up there. It's still, or it's actually grown to 0.9 of a second. Once again, we might be talking to Pedro Mojica finishing second to Falkingham. Seems to be a trend here. Simley doing everything he can to get around Arnold, as you see Parker up there too. 6th, 7th, 8th place battle. It's all 4 seconds back. Watching Doy Woods put pressure on the 19 now. Ten laps to go. There's Bob Gillenwater trying to get to the 4th spot. So if Daniel Falkingham is able to hold off Pedro here for the next 7 laps, let's talk about the races that he has not won so far this season. There was Daytona, which of course is a wild card. And then there was Phoenix, where he was going for the lead on a 2-tire Josh Parker, and they got together, and Daniel smacked the outside wall. And it took him out of that race. Other than that, he has gone to victory lane in every race this season. And unless something weird happens, he's about 6 laps away from throwing a 5th win up on the scoreboard. Parker underneath Simley for the 7th spot. Going to take it away. Maybe. Similar to good crossover here on Parker. Everybody pretty much sliding their cars around the track here. The tires are out here screaming for help. Three laps to go as we watch. A couple good battles going on. Let's watch Doy Woods and Tyler Dalton for 14th. Tyler going to be disappointed in this run, though he did start 20th. Seemed like he's ran better than 15th all night. Off turn 4, white flag going to come out. Final lap here from Richmond. And what has been a dominant effort by the 39 car. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's led all but one lap tonight, and that would be the lap led by Brian Wortman. But it's going to be his 5th win of the season in 7 starts. He continues to dominate as Falkingham scores Richmond. Mojica bridesmaid again. Sweeting going to get his best finish of the season. Kevin Brown. Bob Gillenwater gets a top 5. He's going to burn that thing down. So we look at the results. 2 seconds separation from 39 into 58. Chuck Sweeting, great 3rd place run for him. We'll talk to him in a second. Kevin D. Brown 4th, and Bob Gillenwater 5th. Eric Arnold, Josh Parker, Scott Simley, Richard Beasley, Chad Coleman, your top 10. Coleman gets back in the top 10 where he's used to be. And Tommy Ryan only gets back to 11th. Josh Adams, Brian Macklin only to 13th. Doy Woods, Tyler Dalton. Derek Runge finishes 16th. Jimmy Coleman 17th. Charles Woods finishing in the 18th position. Glenn Campbell, first car lap down in 19th. Brian Wortman 20th. Gerald Livingston 21st. Mark Creighton 22nd. Doug Sigmund 23rd. 24th Ron Holyfield. 25th to Mike Kelly. 26th Anthony Calantoni. 27th Jose Gonzalez. And 28th to Dwight Beverly. Those are your 28 cars that ran tonight. As let's bring up our 3rd place finisher tonight, Chuck Sweeting there in the Gator Racing number 57. Chuck, great job tonight, man. Good to be able to talk to you finally here after a top 3 finish. Good run at Richmond.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, it's a good race. I'm usually pretty decent here, so had a good clean night and come home with a podium, so that's good.
Yeah, one of the important factors, obviously, for you was being able to keep track position. You ran top 10 all night, of course, got that caution, and was able to battle around Kevin there in the last 10 laps. Just talk about the racing up there towards the front.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see guys pitting. I had enough fuel to go all the way, but then they started pitting, so I don't know if the tires would have made up for it or not, but I wasn't planning on pitting there, and then we had that caution. And yeah, battled with Kevin all night. He's a good racer, good clean racer, and we had a lot of fun, but he was tough to pass. I think I passed him, I don't know, I think we were side by side for several laps, so it was good racing, though.
Well, great job tonight, man. Best finish of the season. Hopefully you can keep that momentum going into the Talladega race in 2 weeks. But shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate everybody with the league, the admins and all, for all the hard work they do. Captain Esports for the broadcast, the awesome broadcast you guys put on, and just thanks to all the drivers for the good clean racing.
Absolutely, my man. Hawthorne, Florida, which is how far from Vero Beach?
It's between Gainesville and Jacksonville. It's way up in the north, in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, okay, up there off of I-75 somewhere, I guess, would be, or between 75 and 95. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I was born and raised in Vero. That's why I bring up Hawthorne. So, all right, congratulations, man, and enjoy your evening.
All right, thanks a lot.
You too, buddy. Chuck Sweeting there in the 57 car. I think the Gator answer now makes sense why he put Gator Racing. All right, our second place finisher, once again, it's Pedro Mojica. Let's get him up here, and I'm pretty sure he's getting annoyed by talking to me for second every night. But let's see how he's feeling as we bring him up here to me. Pedro, second place finish again. I'm sure that's getting annoying.
Yeah, they do, but this one I'm pretty happy with. Richmond isn't one of my best tracks. Like, I can run pretty quick and be quick for first half of the run, but then I lose a little bit compared to the faster guys on the long run. So, really come home second. I feel like I kind of stole it. I probably was going to finish third. Macklin was hands down the best on old tires, I felt like, and he was going to have second for sure. Maybe even had a chance to give Daniel a little bit of a run for his money, but yeah, no, I mean, you know, in this situation, I'm pretty happy. Come home second at one of my worst tracks, I would call it, and you know, I feel like every time I run on here, I get a little bit better each time, so I'll take it.
Now, are you one of those thinking, man, I wish Talladega was before Easter?
I actually kind of like it after Easter, I guess. It's kind of a nice, at least you know, super speedways can be hectic, but I call it more of a chill race for myself. You know, it's a lot of stuff's out of your hands, honestly, so you just kind of go drive around and hope you miss all the wrecks and have a chance for the win at the end. So, yeah, I'm fine with it being after Easter.
Pretty humble answer from a guy that won the Super Speedway Championship and won most of the races in the Super Speedway Series early this year.
Yeah, no, you know, I got pretty fortunate. I mean, you see how quick that can turn, though. First race
Absolutely.
of the year, I mean, third lap of the race, we got wrecked. So, you know, it's just one of those deals. You just don't know when you go to those races what's going to happen. You try to understand what's around you and whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So, and I mean, it worked out for us in the Sunday Super Speedway Series. We won the championship, won a couple races, and didn't work out at Daytona earlier this year. But hopefully maybe we get that horseshoe back for Talladega, and we could hopefully get a win. At this rate, I might have like the record for second place finishes in a league. So, which is, you know, Daniel's really good, man. He's really, really good at this deal. So, and you know, I mean, you need somebody like that, though, in my opinion. You got to, you know, I want some of the best people here, so you know, you race against the best and know where you're at.
Well, I can think of plenty of people professionally too that have finished second an awful lot before that first win. Not only the season, in their cases it was career, but obviously you've got plenty of wins here. I think of, you know, Casey Kane and Chase Elliott, for example, off the top of my head, of two drivers that got like 7, 8, or 9 top 2 finishes before finally winning. So it's coming, I promise. But great job and shout out to whoever you like to.
Yeah, I'd like to tap out Tuning and V Performance Academy for being on that car. Michael Sharp and his group. Appreciate them. Wouldn't be here without him and that group. So shout out to them. And then like always, Trey. Thanks for Trey Edson for painting the car. Car looks awesome around the track. So I appreciate him for giving me a nice ride to look good on the broadcast. FEG for putting on this league, sponsoring this league, and what they provide for this series. I think it's really neat what they provide. It's different than most leagues, if not all. How they go about their how they do prizes. So I think that's really neat just to keep the card count up week in and week out. So shout out to them. Everybody, Sim 500, admins, Jimmy Coleman for running Sunday series, Joey and all the guys. Appreciate them, their hard work they put in, and appreciate you, Chris, and what you do. Appreciate you putting on the show for us, for the fans. Hopefully we make it entertaining for you so you have a lot to talk about. And then everybody on Team Name. Everybody, I mean, we're always around each other and we race each other really hard, but like I said, it's a lot of fun. We have fun with it. We push each other, and I think it shows. We're always running up front. So, yep.
There you go, man. Great job tonight. Finishing second, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks.
Absolutely. That is Pedro Mojica's second place finish for him. And he's moved himself. Whoopsies. I moved him after he moved himself. All right, so let's get the winner again to victory lane as Daniel Falkingham joins us. A 5th win now of the season, Daniel. Obviously, the fight was there, but I seen 2 different styles of racing out of you tonight, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that first run, it seemed like maybe you ran away too quickly, and it helped, at the time, Macklin come get you. And then the later runs in the race, it seemed like you kind of maintained and then took off.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't anticipate the car getting that tight, have the right front fall off like that, considering how free I was in practice, but that was just me doing Q runs and stuff. And, yeah, I just didn't do it long in the front where I thought the right front was going to fall off that badly. So, definitely learned my lesson on that second run, so I was very happy to see that first caution so I could get fresh tires and essentially get a redo. And thankfully we made up for it because I didn't want to get too far ahead where I can maintain my gap. So I wanted to run my own pace, and it worked. And then later into the run, I decided to gun it because I felt like I had enough right front where I could kind of pick up my pace a little bit. And thankfully we kept pulling away. So thankfully we did something that worked because I feel like I always got a good feeling when I come here to Richmond. I always feel like I'm always going to run well here, but that first run was not my typical Richmond run at all. So I definitely had to adjust there. And then thankfully we readjusted at the right time because we definitely showed our long run pace for sure on that second run before the second caution. So definitely felt good adjust my drive style and have it work.
Well, obviously you showed what kind of talent you have as a driver, but and obviously the numbers show it. I haven't been here for nearly as long as you have, and all the wins that you've gotten this series, I know it's got to feel pretty good still to have 5 wins after 7 races.
Yeah, for sure. Too bad we should be 6 or 7 right now, but, you're going to have that kind of races and stuff. But definitely feels good to jump out of the gate hot and running so far, and definitely glad I haven't lost any of my speed, so that's really good. Because I know I'm hard on myself when I don't perform to the best of my ability, and thankfully I'm doing that every single race, even though some of the results may not come. But thankfully we're ripping off a lot of wins. I think it's our 3rd win in a row now, and hopefully we can keep doing that. But next race is Talladega in 2 weeks, so I think that winning streak might come to an end unless I finally get some luck on my side at super speedways. But just feels good. Anywhere I run, I've got the speed no matter where we go. So that's always a good feeling.
There you go, my man. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations. You mentioned a 3rd win in a row, 5th this season. And shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, I just got to thank January 31st as always. Also, first race Bay Lobs 207. Got to thank Joey and all the guys who run the show Sim 500, who are all running all the leagues each and every night. Thanks to everyone who races each and every week to make these leagues possible. Thanks to FEG Entertainment Group for all they do for this series. Also got to thank everyone at Team Name, Pedro Mojica, Chad Coleman, Kevin Brown, Richard Beasley, Josh Parker, and Doy Woods. Also got to thank everyone at North Force Racing for all their support behind the scenes. Preston Gilson, the whole crew over there, and from my teammates, Gary, Parker White, Daniel Buttafuoco, and Dylan Basin. Again, ready for a big race on Thursday for Road to Pro at Bristol. So definitely a lot of work going on behind the scenes, and I appreciate every single one of those guys. And also got to thank Set Racing Development as well. Go check out srdsetups.com for any setup needs. And thanks to a special shout out to Cosman, Splash & Go Graphics for painting this beautiful car for me. I also got to thank you for on the broadcast. Thanks to all the fans who watch us each and every week, and all friends and family for support as well.
There you go, my man. Well, great job tonight, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
I appreciate it, Chris.
You too, bud.
Have a good Easter.
Yes, sir. You too. Daniel Falkingham, the winner tonight, fifth win this season, third in a row. And, of course, he is continuing to roll into Easter weekend, which kind of segues us into next weekend, which will be no race. We'll be back in 2 weeks, of course, from the Virtual Talladega Super Speedway Sunday night, as we get you super speedway racing on that 2.66-mile virtual giant of a track. So it should be a pretty good one as we wrap up 2 short track races in a row from Bristol and from Richmond. So we're heading out. Enjoy your Easter weekend next week. Hopefully everything is all good for you during that very special weekend. So enjoy it. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!